President has given us marching orders to subjugate all other requirements in order to bring back security and normalcy to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Enough is enough. Go after criminals and restore peace in the land, President Buhari directs service chiefs.
The forum affirmed that the peoples of southern Nigeria remain committed to the unity of Nigeria on the basis of justice, fairness, equity, and oneness.
Party affiliations aside, Southern governors meet in Asaba for regional peace.
I want to appeal to all of us to play our part in lowering the palpable tension in the polity as a result of the security challenges.
Use your pen to unify the country and douse tension, Information Minister Lai Mohammed urges the media. Plus, countdown to Salah. Correspondent X-rays the science behind the appearance of the moon. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Joseph Johnson in Abuja. Tonight, Adiola Komiakere joins me from Lagos. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed Nigeria's formal appreciation to the European Union for its tremendous support and assistance to the country, especially in trade and humanitarian issues. This was while receiving in audience the outgoing ambassador and head of the EU delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ketil Carlson. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The head of EU delegation, Ambassador Ketil Carlson, was in the State House to bid farewell to President Muhammadu Buhari after his successful tour of duty to Nigeria that lasted 4 years. President Muhammadu Buhari appreciated the European Union for remaining Nigeria's largest trading partner. Members of the Union, he also said, are equally the largest investors in the country. President Buhari thanked the outgoing envoy for facilitating the visit by French and German leaders to Nigeria. The visit by German Chancellor Angela Merkel, in particular, he said, resulted in a highly beneficial relationship with Siemens on power supply in the country. Ambassador Carlson had told the president that he enjoyed excellent collaboration and cooperation with him and indeed Nigeria in diverse ways, including trade, military, and humanitarian issues. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The crucial meeting of the National Security Council has ended with a firm resolve to subordinate all other national objectives and obligations until normalcy is fully restored in the nation's security situation. The National Security Advisor, Babagana Mungunu, who announced this after the Council's meeting, said a clear line of action has been given to the various operational elements by President Muhammadu Buhari, but details will not be made public. State House correspondent Adam Summer again reports.
This is the third time the National Security Council, chaired by President Muhammadu Buhari, will be meeting in the last 11 days. The unprecedented crucial engagement was summoned by the President to find lasting solutions to the various challenges of security bedeviling Nigeria, including insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and other acts of crime and criminality. The council members critically analyzed submissions by key participants on strategic and operational issues as well as constabulary matters. Consequently, far-reaching measures have been taken towards confronting head-on the worrisome security situation with the required immediacy.
We've decided not to reveal certain things that are not for the general public now.
The National Security Advisor, Babagana Mungunu, however, told journalists that President Muhammadu Buhari did not mince words while addressing the service chiefs and heads of other security services on what needs to be done going forward.
The President has given us marching orders to subjugate all other requirements in order to bring back security and normalcy to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and allowing the entire citizenry to undertake their legitimate obligations without any fear of being intimidated or coerced by non-state actors. So he recognizes that his primary responsibility is ensuring national survival in a hostile environment, and whether that hostility is domestic or external, it has to be suppressed. And therefore, he has given a clear line of action to the operational elements under the leadership of the Chief of Defense Staff.
And both the Chief of Defense Staff and the Acting Inspector General of Police were emphatic that the presidential task on the restoration of normalcy in the security situation in Nigeria is one that must be done.
Nigerians should expect commitment. Nigerians should expect professionalism. Nigerians should expect loyalty to constitutional order. Nigerians should expect that the military, as you have it, along with other security agencies, will continue to discharge their responsibilities and ensure that safety and security returns to every part of this country. Now, are we, on top of the situation based on Mr. President's directive? Yes, of course we are.
We have some measures which we have outlined, and it has been approved by the council, and we will see how we can change the narrative within the quickest possible means to restore law and order and restore peace in the country, particularly in the southeast and south-south.
Discussions at the meeting also centered on the control of small arms and light weapons, drug abuse as propellants for crime, as well as how to make the criminal justice system more effective. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still talking security, the governors of the southern states of Nigeria have unanimously banned open grazing in their domains and canvassed for state police. These are parts of the solutions proffered in tackling the security challenges in the country after their meeting in Asaba, Delta State. Tessie Coker has more.
Shortly on arrival, the southern governors entered a closed-door meeting with the host governor and chairman of South-South Governors Forum, Ifeanyi Okowa, to brainstorm on the security situation in the country and as it affects the southern state's political zone. In a communique issued by the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, observed that the incursion of armed herders, criminals and bandits into the southern part of the country has presented a severe security challenge to the people. He stressed that Nigeria should remain committed to the unity of Nigeria on the basis of justice, fairness, equity, and oneness, as well as peaceful coexistence between and amongst its people. It was also agreed that the progress of the nation requires urgent and bold steps to be taken to restructure the Nigerian Federation, leading to the evolution of the state police, review of the revenue allocation, amongst others.
The forum affirmed that the peoples of southern Nigeria remain committed to the unity of Nigeria on the basis of justice, fairness, equity, and oneness, and peaceful coexistence between and among its people.
Meeting advocated the activation and establishment of pulse in other states of the Federation to create new jobs and promote socio-economic activity in the country. The meeting also expressed concern on the economic implications of another lockdown. State governments were encouraged to evolve strategies for dealing with the pandemic. In Asaba, Tessie Coker, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government says as it sustains efforts to restore peace and security across the country, the media should be in the vanguard of lowering the tension being generated in the polity. The Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed made the appeal while addressing online publishers in Lagos. Anthony Forson reports.
The security forces have the wherewithal to decisively tackle these challenges.
The Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed bearing his mind on how disappointing is the situation where citizens choose to vilify and advocate for the truncation of a democratically elected government, with the media being the pivot for such undemocratic move.
I want to appeal to all of us to play our part in lowering the palpable tension in the polity as a result of the security challenges. The first step is to tone down the rhetoric. While the media must continue to carry out its primary responsibility to inform, criticize, and stimulate debate, must also realize that it can only carry out this responsibility in an atmosphere of peace and security.
Even though as sad as it may sound, the security challenges, the minister said, is being fought with all vigors against the campaign that it has overwhelmed the federal government.
It is definitely not overwhelmed, and indeed it has a wherewithal, as you will see in the days ahead, to confront challenges headlong.
Another worrisome dimension the minister frowned at is the rate at which the nation's security personnel are being attacked, killed, or maimed in some parts of the country. A situation, he said, is deliberate to showcase insecurity and instill fear in the people. He recalled that the last town hall meeting held in Kaduna came up with 10-point resolution, which is being worked on for immediate implementation, saying it is baffling that some commentators are given the impression that the federal government is not reaching out to find a lasting solution to the problem. And to the military and other security agencies, Lai Mohammed noted that the federal government retains total confidence in their ability and called on Nigerians to do same. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now let's take you to Akwa Ibom State, where the state government has donated the sum of 60 million naira to families of slain police officers in the state. Governor Udom Emmanuel made the donation when he paid a condolence visit to the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State, Andrew Amiegeme, at the state police headquarters. Ikorokmanabia Uyo, Susan Asuko reports.
The visit of Governor Udom Emmanuel to officers and men of the Nigerian police force at the state police headquarters was necessitated by the recent unprovoked attack on some police formations in the state. Received by the Commissioner of Police, Andrew Amiegeme, the governor expressed sympathy and condoled with the state police command over the loss of some officers and assets of the command. He appreciated the tireless effort of men of the police force, which has made Akwa Ibom State one of the safest states in the country, noting that the only way to avenge for the lives of the slain officers is to bring perpetrators of the barbaric act to book.
The only way we can actually show a lot of respect, the only way we can show that we value the lives of those that left us as our colleagues, as our friends, as our brothers, is to make sure we win this war.
The State Commissioner of Police, Andrew Amiegeme, said the visit of the state governor has boosted the morale of men and officers of the state police and also reeled out the losses recorded in the different attacks on police formations in the state.
We have lost a total of 11 rifles. 7 persons have been injured.
The governor was accompanied on the visit by members of the State Executive Council. From the State Police Headquarters, Ikorokmanabia Uyo, Susan Asuko, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Network News. Let's take some messages now. We're back in a moment or two. Don't go away.
Will this penalty be the decider? It's going through the player's mind here. You could cut the tension with a knife. Is there one more twist in this long, rocky road to the final? And here's the kick, and he scores! They've taken the win, they're through.
Don't worry, my boy. There's always the next time. Yes.
It's into Ikalo from the wing.
Join the winning team and stream every match with Glow special data plans. For everything Glow, dial *777#. Great supporters of football. Glow.
Barakat Salah from the Federal Road Safety Commission.
The Federal Road Safety Corps appreciates the continuous support being received from the motoring public Road traffic crashes are trending down, and concerted effort is being made by the government to improve on road safety management. As celebration approaches, it is expected that road users will undertake trips to visit families and loved ones. The call encourages you to conduct vehicle safety checks before embarking on your trip. Avoid night journeys, use your seat belts, avoid overloading and driving above prescribed speed limits. Comply with road traffic laws and regulations. Prevention is always the best approach to avoid road traffic crashes and injuries. I implore you all to please partner with FRSC to reduce road traffic crashes on our highways. Drive to save a life. I wish you all a happy celebration.
The Petroleum Tankers Drivers of Nupeng, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, felicitates with all Muslim faithfuls as we celebrate Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of Ramadan. In line with the spirit of Ramadan, we all are enjoined to ensure tolerance for others and obedience to the rule of law. Drive safely as you travel. Ensure your vehicles are in roadworthy conditions. Don't drink and drive. Overspeed, overload. Don't use cell phones while driving, and always wear your seat belts. Your life is valuable to your loved ones and the nation. For any emergencies, please call toll-free 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. This message is from the Petroleum Tankers Drivers of Nupeng. Comrade Salmon Akoni Oladiti, Chairman, Nupeng PTD, Announcer.
Susu is fine. No, she's not crying, oh. But we are watching cartoon. Ask grandma, I'm the one that used to take care of Yabo that time. Take your time. I will call you back. Your daddy is calling.
Explore without limits. Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
The Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, congratulates all Muslims as we celebrate Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan. The lessons from Ramadan teaches us to be tolerant of others and respect other people's feelings. You are advised to be careful as you drive along the road. Avoid night travel if you can. Don't drink and drive. Don't overspeed. Don't use cell phones while driving. Always wear your seatbelts and show respect for other persons. Also, ensure that your vehicles are in good conditions. Respect other road users because life has no duplicate. In case of any emergency, please call toll-free 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. As we celebrate, let's remember to obey all traffic rules. This message is from the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria. Alhaji Musa Muhammad, President, Announcer. The National Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, rejoices with all Muslim Ummah on the celebration of Eid al-Fitr to mark the very end of Ramadan. It's important to mention that Ramadan teaches the injunction of tolerance and love for one another. It's a time to sacrifice unto the Creator. We ask that as we celebrate this period and travel to see our loved ones, please obey all traffic rules. Don't drink and drive. Don't overspeed. Don't overload. Use your seatbelt while driving. Avoid night driving if possible. Be conscious of the current security situation. It's important that you arrive safely to your destination. Your loved ones are waiting to receive you. In case of any emergency, please call toll-free 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. Do enjoy the best of the season. This message is from the National Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO. Yusuf Lawal Othman, NATO President, Announcer.
You're still watching NTA Network News with me, Joseph Johnson. Thousands of Muslims thronged various mosques in the last odd-number nights of the last 10 days of the Ramadan as they submit to their Lord in prayers for bounties and benevolence of the month of Ramadan. Abdullahi Ajia reports that special Al-Qunut prayer was offered for Allah's quick intervention in all challenges of man.
As the clock ticks deep into the night, These worshippers with strong conviction converged in the house of Allah at a time that offers the best for the low-key worshippers. Muhammad Abdullah and Dr. Kabir Kabo Usman are two among the thousands of devotees keeping faith with the promise of Allah at such period.
It has always been a feeling of fulfillment to me as a person. And the fact that I have lived to witness this is to me a big rahama.
What is important in prayer is tranquility. And of course, the Prophet ﷺ prayed and he encouraged us to pray. And he is a noble example of all mankind.
Their belief, like any other worshipper in attendance, is that of a spirituality like never before, as it provides them the opportunity to move closer to Allah and pray for Nigeria and leaders.
Alhamdulillah, we have done well, in the sense that today is the 29th night. And of course, we are looking forward, to the next year, so that history can repeat itself.
Whenever you make an ibadat, you have to have a deeper inner faith that Allah is going to listen to you, because that is what He says Himself.
The Al-Qunut prayer provided a moment of spiritual climax and more access to the mercy of Allah, glorifying Him for the best in this life and in the hereafter, as the congregation was encouraged to continue with the moral lessons learned beyond the Ramadan. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And the Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, did not receive any report from various moon sighting committees across the country, confirming the sighting of the moon, the new moon of Shawwal 1442 after Hijrah on Tuesday, 11th May 2021, which was the 29th day of Ramadan 1442 after Hijrah. Therefore, Wednesday, 12th May 2021 is the 30th day of the month of Ramadan 1442 after Hijrah. His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, has accepted the report and accordingly declared Thursday, 13 May 2021 as the first day of Shawwal 1442 after Hijrah. The Sultan felicitates with the Nigerian Muslim Ummah and wishes them Allah's guidance and blessings. Meanwhile, reports have it that the crescent for the month of Shawwal 1442 after Hijrah was not seen today in Saudi Arabia. This indicates that the first Shawwal 1442 after Hijrah, which coincides with Eid al-Fitr, will be on Thursday, 13th May 2021. Thursday will therefore mark the end of 30 days of Ramadan fast. I'm now being joined in the studio by Professor Ishaq Oloyede, Secretary General of Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Prof, you're welcome to NTA Network News.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so moon sighting, an annual religious act, has remained an integral timing factor in Islam, especially during the holy month of Ramadan. But what really is the significance of moon forecast, if you will?
Yes, thank you. Moon, sighting of the moon is not just for Muslims. Moon is for all human beings, for all creatures of God.
Really?
But it has a significance in the sense that it was clearly expressed in the Quran that the Prophet ﷺ was asked, you will be asked about the moons, the appearance of the moon. Say the purpose is for people to be able to calculate the time, and particularly to determine the period of Hajj. And the significance in Islam is that many of Islamic occasions are predicated on the appearance, the sighting of the moon, particularly the month of Ramadan. Ramadan fast starts with the sighting of the moon and it ends with the sighting of the moon as well. But science has gone ahead to be accurate about to be able to predict accurately when the sighting of the moon, the appearance of the moon will occur. Like this particular year, months ago, many scientists had indicated that the moon, the conjunction of the moon will appear 8 p.m., will occur today at 8 p.m. And nobody, whether with instrument or without instrument, if nothing is there, you cannot see it. You will see only what is there. So it is only by tomorrow morning, and of course, no naked eye could see during the day. So it is only in the evening tomorrow that anybody will be able to sight from anywhere in the world.
Okay, okay, Prof. Is there any reason why it is different this year? I'm talking about the 30 days.
30 days, not different this year. Ramadan had always been either 29 or 30. So it's not compulsory that, of course, for Islam, it's either 29 or 30 days. At times, it could even be 28, depending on what happens at the beginning of the month. But to be 30 is nothing strange.
Okay.
To be 29 is, you see, if not for the evil effects, the impact of Satan, how would somebody fast for 29 days and would now be concerned about just one day? So it could either be 29 or 30. And by God's wish, it's going to be 30 this year. That's simple as that. And many people think that sighting of the moon is for Ramadan alone. No. The Nigerian Supreme Council has a standing committee that watches the moon every month. Every month, every blessed lunar month is watched, and it's said that, oh, we have discovered, like today, it has been discovered that it's impossible for anybody to sight. Therefore, there was even no report.
Okay.
Yes. But even if there will be any report, you also need to assess who gives it in Islam. Because you can believe somebody who says he has sighted the moon. It must be somebody knowledgeable about the moon, being somebody that is trustworthy, credible, and that's why we say anybody who sights the moon must give his telephone number so that we could ask people around the place how credible.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be cross-examinations to authenticate the sighting. Okay, so I'm just wondering, what may likely happen if there are no evidence of the sighting to come tomorrow?
Oh, it can't be 31. The Prophet of Islam had decided that, directed us that on the 29th you watch. If it's not there, you complete it on the 30th. Whether the moon is sighted tomorrow or not, it cannot go beyond 30 days. Of course, if it's not sighted tomorrow, it means there is atmospheric issues, not that it's not there. Those who have the appropriate instrument will be able to sight it, even if it is cloudy.
Okay, just before I let you go, let me digress just a little bit, because this is quite crucial. I want to know, what is the difference between religious ritual and an act of worship in Islam?
Ritual is a bit, we are talking about English language. When you talk of worship, when you talk of rituals, we Muslims don't believe in rituals, because when you say rituals, it connotes more than just rites. It connotes more than worship. We are not interested in rituals where we Muslims are involved in worship, in acts of ibadah. Rituals involve so many other things, adding one thing or the other. In terms of connotation, in terms of understanding of what rituals are, is not compatible with the position of Islam. What we do in Islam, we have rites in Islam, you have worship in Islam, you have supplication, you have prayer. But to say ritual,
that's out of the
bit on the other side.
Okay, thank you very much. And if I should say, let's say that hopefully we should sight the moon by tomorrow.
Yes, we should. By prediction, we should sight. But whether it is sighted or not, Thursday is the first of Shawwal, and
right.
the head of the Muslim community in Nigeria, His Eminence the Sultan, has so declared.
All right, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, Secretary General of Nigerian Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, thank you very much indeed for explaining all that to us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's still stay with the crescent moon of Shawwal, because Nigeria is among African nations that will experience the appearance of the first astronomical lunar crescent for the month of May 2021. The National Space Research and Development Agency, NASTRA, says a lunar conjunction is the event when the Earth, Moon and the Sun are approximately in a straight line, resulting in a lunar crescent. Correspondent Kerian Umayyah tells us more.
Of all the conjunctions of planets that occur periodically, the moon conjunction, which produces the lunar crescent, has to do with the moon, which is the closest celestial object to the Earth. An astronomer with the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA, Dr. Dan Oko, explains the difference between the moon conjunction and eclipse of the moon, as well as the method of prediction applied by the agency.
During a conjunction, we have a partial blockade because the moon is not exactly on the line connecting the Earth and the Sun. It's slightly, the plane where it is slightly above or below in some cases, so it doesn't exactly, it's not exactly on the line, so that's what makes it different from an eclipse.
From the calculations by experts, the first conjunction of the moon will occur Tuesday, 11th May by 8 p.m., while the lunar crescent will appear in Nigeria on Wednesday, 12th May by 8:30 a.m. But noted that the first appearance cannot be seen with unaided eyes, but visible in the evening sky. The lunar crescent will be visible in all the states of the Federation on Wednesday between 6:21 and 7:24 p.m., but will first appear in the eastern parts of the country. Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
Let's bring you other stories now. The Ministry of Transportation has refuted a publication by a national daily alleging that the Minister Chibuike Rotimi Amechi had requested that two Chinese companies are selected to manage Bonny and Warri channels, $1.5 billion contracts rejected by the Nigerian Ports Authority because it violated due process. A statement by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Magdalene Ajani, says that channel management contracts have been routinely awarded over the years by the Nigerian Ports Authority at a cost of between 50 to 60 billion naira on an annual basis, and that the Minister has insisted on NPA undertaking channel management on an in-house basis through the acquisition of the machinery and professional capacity due to the huge sums paid out to dredging contractors. The statement says by the expiration of the contracts for the Lagos, Bonny and Port Harcourt channels in 2020 and the initiation of the contractual process for the renewal of the said contracts, the Minister, while responding to a request for NPA to provide requisite details related to the proposed transaction, directed that NPA should purchase their own equipment and not award any contract. The statement noted that the intention of the story is an attempt to preempt the outcome of the investigative panel inaugurated to investigate the activities of NPA under the suspended managing director from 2016 till date, and seeks to personalize a serious national issue bordering on transparency and accountability. Let's now join Adiola in Lagos for more reports. Adiola.
Thank you, Joseph. The Nigerian Air Force has unveiled its locally sourced devices and equipment capable of enhancing logistics support for operational efficiency. This was at the Inter-Unit Annual Research and Development Competition in Lagos, where the usage of the devices were demonstrated. Lynn Leneke reports.
Moving on a straight line, unless an external. What is that external force? It's the force applied to it more than 30 kilometers per hour.
The devices manufactured by personnel of the Nigerian Air Force with locally sourced materials are capable of detecting intruders, especially in the theater of war, while the other electronic dependents gate pass are among communication gadgets unveiled. This competition of 9 units under the purview of NAV Logistics Command produced and showcased equipment through well-researched documentation and innovation for operational efficiency.
This theme is carefully selected, taking into cognizance NAF experiences in terms of equipment acquisition, particularly the challenges being encountered in procuring aircraft spares and weapons for prosecution of the war against terrorism and banditry in the country.
The Nigerian Air Force says the initiative to locally source and manufacture devices will reduce over-dependence on importation of spare parts and provide solutions to operational maintenance and other service-related problems. After thorough assessment of the project, 041 Communication Depot were adjudged winner. The air power of the Nigerian Air Force has contributed in no small measure to the bombardments of insurgents and subsequently ground invasion. The Nigerian Air Force reiterated its commitment to turn the tide against insurgents. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, is set to host the 2021 edition of its Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, NOGOF. Annie Daniels reports that the fair is expected to hold between the 25th and 26th of May 2021 virtually.
The Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunities Fair, NOGOF 2021, is a biannual event championed by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. Executive Secretary, NCDMB, Simbi Kesiewabote, says the hosting of NOGOF is aligned to the key thrusts of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act 2010, charged with the responsibility of building and supporting the development of local capacity in the oil and gas sector. This, he says, is aimed at fostering institutional collaboration as well as maximizing participation of Nigerians in oil and gas activities, among others.
They have not said we are short in oil production. No, that has continued. The only reason why we are perhaps producing what we are producing today is because of the OPEC curtailment. If not, we have potential to go beyond that.
Wabote added that the board has put all machineries in motion to bring together key industry stakeholders to have encompassing and vibrant discussions on ways to deepen local content.
We produced a compendium which is still very useful and vital, and I think that compendium provided any potential investor a very clear answer to opportunities that they see through the funnel. And we're happy to say most of those opportunities that were captured in that compendium are today manifesting themselves in the oil and gas industry.
Interested sponsors and exhibitors are advised to visit NOGOF 2021 dedicated website, www.ncdmbnogov.org, which will be updated at intervals. The theme for this year's NOGOF is leveraging opportunities and synergies for post-pandemic recovery of the oil and gas industry. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And that's it from Lagos, but the news will continue after this break. Please stay with us.
The federal government of Nigeria is still conducting the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination. In addition to health workers, frontline workers aged 18 years and above and persons aged 50 years and above are advised to visit any designated vaccination site to receive the COVID-19 vaccine free of charge. The vaccine is safe, protects against COVID-19 and helps to restore socio-economic activities in the country. After your first dose, check your vaccination card for the date of the second dose. Ensure you receive the second dose for full protection against COVID-19. Say yes to COVID-19 vaccine. For inquiries, call the COVID-19 Vaccine Call Center on 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
I've been looking at you from across the way.
and I think about you almost every day. Now I think that I must have a crush on you. I hope that you feel it too.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Fun is 10. Smart is 10. Fast is 10. Elegance is 10. My experience is 10. Redmi Note 10 Pro. Challenge the boundary. Get the Redmi Note 10 Pro, built with 108 megapixel camera, 120 Hz AMOLED display, and Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, as well as 33 watts fast charge. The Redmi Note 10 Pro, powered by Xiaomi.
Working out can be exhausting, but I know just what to reach for when my team needs replenishment. I just want to relax and enjoy myself at home. That means it's me, my favorite movie, and my favorite yogurt. Hollandia yogurt comes in 2 variants, plain sweetened and strawberry. Wholesome nourishment from your favorite brand.
Shola, come and help me. You need to learn. But I'm more interested in drawing. How are you going to be part of the business if you don't learn? You just don't understand.
Morning. Anyone for some Lipton?
The rich taste of Lipton awakens body and mind. Let me have a look at your drawings. Son, these designs are amazing. Lipton Yellow Label Tea. Awaken to what really matters.
You don't wait for him. The dying minute of the football season, where they come with extra drama. Better heartbreak. And the victory where you go to tell your picking and your picking them. But anyhow way it take happen, we dey gidigba with our team. Now for life. Now football will make sense with this. And you no fit miss am. Stay connected on top your Go TV. Make yourself see all the gbas where they shell live this whole month of May as football season don't enter final lap. Go TV. Love it.
You can get more news and updates on www.nta.ng or follow us on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/NTA Network News. And also stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Also remember to watch our news live streaming at www.nta.ng/live.
NTA Network News continues here in Abuja, and it's time to talk business. And here is Benny.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to the business side of life. The United Kingdom has advised the federal government to consider the issuance of a tariff and duty exemption on solar equipment to accelerate Nigeria's energy access. To this end, a bilateral technical group is expected to be constituted to review the proposal for necessary action. Special advisor to the Minister of Trade and Media, Ifedayo Sayo, says it's a fallout of the 5th ministerial meeting of the United Kingdom Nigeria Economic Development Forum, held virtually. Foreign direct investment in Nigeria's non-oil sector, with focus on what the UK can offer in the renewables, waste management and light manufacturing, also featured during the meeting, which also agreed to deepening trade policy relationship of both countries. Moving on, The federal government has approved the appointment of Dr. Abdul Karim Ali Obaje as the National Coordinator for Federal Care's Support Unit, Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus being implemented in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, noted that the appointment was based on Dr. Obaje's track record of service to previous World Bank-supported programs of the Nigerian government. Dr. Obaje brings on board over 20 years of work experience with public service and development partners. Currently, he is the National Coordinator of the Community and Social Development Project. The appointment has been endorsed by the World Bank Nigeria office. And on the capital markets, investors gain 36,000.59 billion naira as Nigeria Exchange All Share Index inches up further by 0.18%, maintaining positive posture. Equities market closed at 39,382.96 basis points as against 0.29% appreciation recorded previously. Market breadth closed positive as DN Mayer led 21 gainers as against 17 losers, topped by Regalings at the end of today's session. Market turnover closed negative as volume moved down by 8.51% as against 35.68%. Access, UACN and Fidelity Bank were the most active to boost market turnover. Zenith Bank and Presco topped market value list, just as Presco leads the list of active stocks that recorded impressive volume spike at the end of today's session. That is business news. Network News continues after this break.
My name is Dr. Faisal Shuaib. I am the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Earlier today, I took my first shot of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Despite all of the delays, all of the doubts, here we are, Nigerians can finally access the vaccines. I hope that Nigerians will come out and get these vaccines because these vaccines are safe, they're effective, and they truly work. Over the course of the next few weeks, we have to continue wearing face masks. We have to do social distancing. But I know eventually once we're able to get herd immunity, then we'll be able to stop all of these non-pharmaceutical interventions. To get the vaccination, you should go to the NPHCDA website. There's a link on there that you click and you can register and schedule exactly where you want to get your vaccine.
We're heading to sports now. Bade, over to you.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Let's start with this trending news as Manchester City have been crowned Premier League champions.